What's up, everyone? I'm Mario Barrios, and I'm on TheOnlyKayla Podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode. I am your host, TheOnlyKayla, and today I'm in Vegas with a very special guest. First and foremost, I want to thank Mario Barrios for taking this time to sit down with me. Thank you so much for your time. How are you feeling?
I feel good. We're like a couple weeks out from the fight. Just focus. Been a long camp, so yeah, kind of just basically waiting for fight week. But yeah, here this is another day in the office.
Yeah, right. I think I can speak for everyone when I say we are all looking forward to this fight. And like you mentioned, we're just a few weeks away. I'm sure there's people who are also interested outside of the fight, interested in you, interested in your story. So can you tell us a little bit about your story, where you're from?
I'm from San Antonio, Texas. Too or no shit. Yeah, I started boxing at the East Side Boys and Girls Club with my older sister. Yeah, we kind of just like stayed with her over the years and turned pro at 18. But I'm not gonna talk about myself, but it's been a hell of a journey.
Yeah.
Been professional now for 12 years. Now I'm headlining MGN and with Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge moment. What was it like growing up in San Antonio?
I'm biased.
That's how I feel about growing up in New York. I'm like, I'm always gonna give you a good answer.
I have a wonderful mom. She did everything. She pretty much sacrificed for me and my older sister, boxing. My grandma too, when she was alive at the time. They were like my pillars in life, and I grew up in a household of chingonas. I have 3 sisters.
You're the only boy?
The only boy.
Oh,
so
wow.
I was always sort of surrounded by by a strong woman, and but yeah, we had I don't know, some would call it a rough childhood, but I felt like I was never missing anything. We grew up on the Section 8 government assistance.
Yeah.
I started the East Side Boys and Girls Club with boxing. And so to be where I am now is like, it's crazy. It's crazy, and it's just, I'm just thankful, for all the, what I say,
blessings, opportunities, yeah.
Yeah, just like the lessons, everything
Yes.
my mom instilled in me at a very young age, the kind of heart my grandma really emphasized on just having as I was growing.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I like to say humble beginnings, right? Humble beginnings. And it's funny you mentioned that, because I was going to say, do you feel like those humble beginnings are what keep you grounded today?
I think so.
Right?
And it's just because, I love what I do, I love boxing, but it has definitely given me, some of the highs in my life, and also, some of the lowest points in my life.
Yeah.
Because I feel like us as fighters, we put a lot of our self-worth into the sport.
Yes.
And we say it a lot, we love boxing, but boxing very, very rarely, or it never loves us back. And so there's only a small percentage of us that actually get to enjoy the fruits of our labor. But yeah, during those low points, that boxing has given me, I was always reminded, I was always uplifted again, and just from the things that have always grounded me in the first place. Being with family, being with the ones that have been there since the very beginning. Being connected with the elements, with Mother Earth. I'm very big on grounding. I got very in tune with my indigenous roots and everything.
Awesome.
My early 20s. So I think just all those things that I gotta really give us credit for just holding me down and just helping me be where I am right now.
Yeah. Now you mentioned that you said something that was so profound, right? You said we all, as fighters, we love the sport, but sometimes the sport doesn't love us back. Most of the time, right? Because it's you can be, as a fighter, you'll be on a high, right? And you'll be riding that wave, and your fans and just the boxing fans in general, and then you have that one moment, and it's everyone turns their back, or everyone has something to say. Does that ever sometimes become overwhelming for you, and have you managed to find a way to not let that affect you? Or is that something you're still learning?
I think now I've definitely have learned. Now I don't give a fuck what the boxing media has to say. It doesn't bother me at all, because but it's because I had already gone through that. When I fought Tank, the first time I suffered loss, first time I ever got dropped in a fight, I was going through it mentally after that fight, but I knew what I showed, and it was still something that I was proud of. But I as a fighter, you never want to be proud of a loss. And then whatever, you know, I took like a month off after that fight, you know, recalibrated, grounded myself, and I came back, and I was like, okay, then that's when I made the move up to welterweight. That's when I fought Keith Thurman. And right, so my first fight at 47, I was like, you know, fuck it, like let's, you know, take like the biggest risk that was offered to me, you know, let's fight, you know, Keith Thurman. And that was another fight, you know, I thought I did everything right. I just didn't have the performance I wanted in that fight. I was very much, you know, worried about trying to prove myself rather than, you know, trying to win a fight. And in doing so, you know, I was just outboxed. After that fight, that's kind of when, you know, the boxing media, you know, they wrote me off for sure. They're like, oh, you know, Barrios kind of overhyped, you know, can't compete. You know,
oh God, that's a favorite word. Oh my God, overhyped. What's the other word they use all the time? I'm like, can we come up with a new word, please?
Yeah, there's somewhere.
I know, right?
But yeah, man, it was after that Thurman loss was when I was like, I don't know, like that's probably like the lowest
I was gonna say, was that your lowest point?
I think so, because I was already like at a low point, you know, after the loss, and then like to get another loss back to back, and then that's when I'm like, damn, man, like how am I, like where am I gonna go from here?
Did it make you second guess yourself?
Not second guess myself. It was just like I knew I just had to get like focused again. And for a while, like for a couple months, like boxing wasn't even just something like I really wanted to get back to. Right? So I was like, I kind of just.
It took everything out of you.
Yeah. After that fight, the Thurman loss, I took like months off, and then yeah, well, it wasn't until like I went home to like ceremony. I said, I just grounded myself a lot. I was like, spent a lot of time with family. I was just like, I was kind of just like, nah, fuck this. Like, I still got so much to give, like, you know, so much to like show. But yeah, like I said, that's when I was like, man, like fuck the boxing media. Like it doesn't matter, right? Like you said, like when you're on top, you're only relevant for so long. And, you know, when you're at your lows, like, oh man, like they're gonna kick you like while
it feels pretty low, right?
Yeah, like while you're down, like yeah. So, but now that stuff, you know, because I had those experiences and I learned how to get through them and, you know, get past them. I think like the best way, like now, like it doesn't affect me. Right? So now I don't give a shit what the boxing media
you're like,
say.
Please.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter, you know, like they're not the ones signing my check. They're not the ones, you know, like getting me fights.
Yeah, and it's funny because a lot of the times the people who have a lot to say are still going to come out to watch you, are still going to come out.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like
some fucking watch the fight.
Exactly. But you know what's so funny? I know you had mentioned, right, that you were at a really low point and that like the boxing media you felt like at one point was just ripping you apart. But you know, it's funny because every time your name comes up where I've heard it, everyone has spoken about you in high regard and said that you're an amazing fighter. And so I'm happy that you were able to bounce back from those two moments because, you know, if you would have just given up then, you would have never, you know, got to get to this point or got to see how to navigate out of that, you know? And I think that's what comes with the sport of boxing, that a lot of us fans and, you know, us media, we don't get to see. It's that, you know, hard work or like right after when you get out that ring and you go home and you're left with your thoughts or you're left with, you know, it's like, oh man.
Yeah, that's like the other thing too. I'm trying to like help like these younger generation. Like realize like coming up, I'm like, man, like know who you are like outside of boxing.
Yeah.
Like I mean, right? Like I'm all for like not like you gotta, you know, like you get this shit like you're 100%.
Yeah.
But you still gotta be more than just a boxer.
It's true.
Because like, again, like a lot of us, you know, like it's hard for everybody, you know, to make it to the top. And like when a lot of fighters fall short, that's when, you know, like you see them spiral sometimes. Like, yeah, we put so much of our value
in winning.
Self-worth into this. Like when that isn't there, we're like, okay, like who are we now?
So how do you think, from a fighter's perspective, how do you think you guys can, I guess, shift that perspective or shift putting your self-worth into just, I guess, winning? Or you think that's probably just something that's just second nature, just always going to come with the sport? Yeah, right?
It's always going to be there, you know, because like, yeah, you know, we pride ourselves on being, you know, a champion.
Yeah.
Like you winning these fights. And so like naturally, you know, like in any sport, right? Like you want to be the best.
Yeah.
Like you're going to work and do what you can to be the best. But it's like you got two fighters in there, but only one can come out on top. Like you're going to take your losses. And even that, like I tell you know that like young fighters come out all the time, you know, you take a loss, you know, take what you can from that fight, you know, and just like try to grow.
Yeah.
I was like, don't put so much emphasis, you know, on that. So don't like necessarily like I wish, you know, like I was like hearing as I was coming in, but yeah, like that's all like I try to really, you know, emphasize on the younger generation coming.
Yeah.
Like just, you know who you are outside of boxing.
Yeah.
So you have that foundation.
Yeah, because I'm sure it's tough, but I think it's also super commendable for the fighters that can say, it is what it is. It just wasn't my night tonight. It happened, and I know what I'm going to go back and, to do better. But we still get the fights that we want to see. You know what I mean? So I think that that's so commendable for the fighters that, will suffer a loss and be like, you know what? It just wasn't my night. You know what I mean? But, you're going to come back and go harder. And that's what really matters.
Just take it on the chin,
Exactly.
Give props to the words due.
Yeah.
And I'm going to come back.
Yeah, for sure. Now, you're looking for, in the future, a vengeance with Gervonta Davis or Keith Thurman. Would you get back in the ring with any one of those?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, realistically, I don't think a fight with Tank would happen again.
Because he went up.
He was doing right down. We fought at 140.
Mm-hmm.
I for sure am not going back down.
Yeah, you're like, nah, I'm good.
Even right now, my focus is on the welterweight division. But
yeah.
I have a big frame for the weight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making it good right now, but it's only a matter of time before we make the move up
to 154.
Yeah, to super welter.
Yeah.
But if I would Keith Thurman, I would love to avenge that loss also, because I just know in that fight, it just wasn't my night.
Yeah.
It's like the game plan, everything I had going into that fight, just I was just so into in my head about so much other shit. I let it affect my.
Oh yeah. And that's the thing too with boxing. It's a big part of it is mental.
Yeah.
Right. And so if your mental's not right, or if you got a lot, it's gonna affect the outcome. So that's another thing too, that it's so crazy. Like you had mentioned, you guys have to really be the full package. You got to make sure your mental's right. You got to make sure you're physically, fit. You're right. You're in training camp. You're eating well. You're cutting weight. So it's a lot of pressure. So I give a lot of respect to you guys.
I don't recommend this shit.
What is it? What's that joke? It's 0 out of 0. Do not recommend. No.
I'm gonna get parents that ask me to talk to their kids oh, my kids, they want to be like you, or they don't want to grow up.
You're like,
give them some words of advice. I'm do anything else.
But
I'm this shit is I always try to encourage the younger generation in a positive way. I don't always have the best words. I'm not a great motivation, but yeah, no.
So tell me, who introduced you to boxing, and do you remember the first time you fell in love with the sport?
Yeah, it was something that took some time. But my mom was the reason why me and my older sister got into boxing at first.
Your mom?
My mom.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, my mom was always very, very chingona. She always wanted to fight when she was younger, but of course back then, I think even women training in a boxing gym, it really wasn't a thing.
Yeah, rarity.
Yeah, a lot of gyms that would even allow it. But then, of course, the two were growing up in where we did. Like I said, we grew up on Section 8, and we didn't grow up in the best neighborhoods and everything.
Yeah. So
my mom just wanted me and my older sister to learn how to defend ourselves. Mm-hmm. My sister was a fucking natural. She always had
she got it from your mom.
Yeah. She always had that killer instinct. She was aggressive in there, and I wasn't. Mm-hmm. Boxing for me, it took time to fall in love with. I don't think it wasn't until I was 12 or 13. I was already in there 6 years.
At 12? Yeah. You were already in there for 6, so you started at 6?
Yeah, I started at 6.
Wow.
My sister was 8. And,
dang, for a little baby, you were small.
My first fight, I was 8 years old.
No way.
I still have the book, and it was at 55 pounds.
You have a picture?
I don't have a picture, but I still have my USA boxing book.
You got 8 years old?
Yeah.
You fought another 8-year-old?
8 years old, 55.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember that or no?
Very vaguely.
Vaguely, right?
I had 120 fights. Even as soon as I turned 8 and I could start competing.
Yeah. Oh my god, that sounds so crazy. As soon as I turned 8 and could start competing.
And then to say that too, and especially at the time, right? I'm 8 years old, right? I wanted to be a kid, and I'm kind of like I said, I wasn't an aggressive kid at that too. So finding all the time, it wasn't something I was very I wasn't all in with, or I wasn't exactly absorbing everything I was being taught.
You have to build that confidence.
Yeah, build the confidence and just build that
motivation.
Yeah,
maybe
that fight instinct. Yeah. Whatever I stayed with it though, I stayed fighting, and I think at 12, I was 12 or 13. I won my first like national tournament.
Nice.
I think that's what something clicked with me. And I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah. Okay. I'm actually nice at this.
Yeah, I might actually be good at this. Like, let me
stop playing and actually take this serious,
yeah,
right? Like
I really started to like try to just like learn and pick up what
Yeah.
being taught at the gym. I think that's when I started really like growing as a fighter.
that's when the switch happened for you, where you were like, okay,
Yeah.
I got this.
I might be able to do something with it.
Yeah. Do you remember the first time you turned pro, and what was your reaction like?
Oh man, I was so stoked because I mean at 18 years old, I graduated high school. I was broke.
Humble beginnings.
I was already enrolled to go to the community college, so I started school and where we got in touch with my manager now, Luis Duba Jr. But this
Yes.
was like very early on. Like he was first getting into the game too, but he had experience from his dad, and man, I'm like always so thankful. You know, he took that risk. You know, on like an 18-year-old brown kid from San Antonio. The minute like over the phone, he told me he was interested, like signing. I was so excited because one we had reached out to so many of our local promoters. We reached out to the biggest, the Top Ring, Golden Boy, all those people like way back then. And I had a good amateur like pedigree, but I was never like on the USA team. I was never like, I didn't have like international experience, so I didn't have like the most accolades behind me. So it was kind of hard to get like a more
To like sell yourself.
yeah, but my manager now, like Luis Duba, back then he was just like he heard how tall I was, and like, back then I was
You're 6 feet, right?
yeah. Then I was fighting like 5'10", 5'11" at 18, but I was fighting at like 124 back then.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was always just a very like late.
Yeah.
So that's what I guess like sold him, and then like we had videos of my fights. We sent some videos. And he was like, oh, I'm very interested. So whatever.
That's so crazy how that matchup happened.
Yeah,
Like you and Luis Duba.
we just kept in contact, like, and then like later that same year after I graduated 13, and November of 2013, I made my pro debut, and it's just like lit a different fire here. Right? Like, yeah, I was still going to community college. I was still broke.
So you were going to college and a professional boxer.
Yeah. And I remember my first pro fight, I made $500, and I made a percentage of ticket sales. So it was a local fight in San Antonio.
That was your first paycheck in boxing was 500.
500, and then I was just hustling the hell out of like tickets. So,
Yeah.
like, I think it was 15 or 20%. So I ended up walking away after the fight with like 1,500.
It's a lot for an 18-year-old kid
Oh yeah, but
at that time.
I swear I blew like half of it on like a Gucci wallet. Because there's the priorities.
Not the Gucci wallet.
Priorities all messed up. Yeah.
Got the $1,800 straight to the Gucci store.
Quick, it was just like
Yeah.
I think that's it. Just like the way like my mentality was like then. It was just
Yeah.
Very, like, I don't know if it's just like that mentality, right? I feel like a lot of like.
But I feel like everyone goes through that at some point. You know what I mean? You gotta make the bad mistakes, or you gotta make not so good
Man, it was so funny,
decisions.
'cause I was like, I would tell people like, bro, like I had a Gucci wallet. Meanwhile, my matches was still on the floor at my parents' crib.
You got an air mattress.
I had an actual mattress.
Okay, he's like, don't play me. I got a dress. No, I'm like,
It was on the floor.
it was on the floor.
It was on the floor.
He's like, it didn't have a box spring, but it was a mattress.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a real mattress on the floor. But I had a Gucci.
But you had a Gucci wallet.
Yeah, that was like.
You should have put that Gucci wallet right next to you.
Yeah,
Sleep right there on the pillow.
That's all that mattered. And, yeah, but it was like over time where just like like right away I was very like trying to go to like the name brand designer.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I feel like it's just like the mentality though, especially growing up like in
And not having having access to those things back then, and now you're like, okay, I have the money to do it
I
now.
don't give a fuck about that.
And now you don't care, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to the Gucci store after your fight on July 19th,
I'm very
right?
like step into like designer stores. Like you'll see me still some busted ass like dogs or some chucks.
That's how you save your money.
Yeah, I save money and just like I don't know, like I think you just learn over time, like man, like this shit doesn't define me.
It's
like,
true.
It does nothing for my soul. It was definitely like a learning process.
That's hilarious. And it just goes back to what you're saying, right? Once you get out of that ring, like who are you? You get it? You have to be someone outside of it, and it's the same thing. Like once you take off, your designer items, who are you? If it doesn't define you, so.
What do you stand for? What are your values? What are like?
Yeah.
What do you bring to the fucking world as a person? Like, what do you
Yeah.
bring for the people around you?
Yeah, well, that's good stuff. So safe to say you learned from that moment. It won't be happening again. Okay, awesome. Now you mentioned, moving up in weight. What's the most difficult part about moving up in weight, or do you feel like it's been like a seamless transition for you?
I think for me, because I have the height fight, it's been a pretty smooth transition. Even since the first move up to welterweight, I feel like now.
I feel strong. I feel like, I'm in my prime right now. Well, I've learned like discipline and just being a true profession, even when I don't have a fight schedule. So I'm always in the gym. I live a very active lifestyle.
That's good.
So yeah, so now I know, when I go to these fights, I'm fucking, I'm full blown welterweight. Like what's up?
He's like, watch out now.
Yeah,
I'm
as opposed to when I first moved up, right? I moved up from 140, and I was still big, right? It's still bigger than Thurman, but even then, like,
you probably weren't comfortable
yeah,
there yet.
yeah.
But now you feel like,
yeah, now I know.
I'm here. This is my division.
Exactly, I'm here.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I have arrived. Is there anyone else in your division that you are eyeing or would love to get in the ring with?
Everybody, really. Right? Like, that's how the question I've been getting asked, especially with this fight, right? Like, what's next? And it's like, well, first of all, like, I still got Pacquiao in front of me. Right? I still got Pacquiao, like he's about to go in there, try to do what he can to take my title. But afterwards, I would just want to keep, just bringing those exciting fights, to the sport of boxing. Titles are important to me, right? Like as a fighter, right? We dream of like holding all the titles, but even more so, just bringing those exciting fights to boxing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like that's huge also. But yeah, the goal remains the same. Hold on to my title, and then unify with the other one. So everybody in my division, his hands are ready to eat for everyone. Everyone can get it.
Everyone.
Yeah. So.
Do you see yourself going for undisputed?
Yeah, it's definitely the plan, or like I guess would be like the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Like capture like all the titles.
All the titles.
Like while I'm here. But yeah, like I said, we'll see how that plays out. Because I know like even right now the landscape of the welterweight division, and it's like shifting around. And since like Boots has moved up, he vacated. So it's gonna be interesting to see the way things like play out. Like
see who else either goes down, goes up, or is like there to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting because there's a lot of heat.
Oh yeah, no, there's chingos of talent. Like I tell you all the time, like man, that welterweight, super welter, like they've always been like some of the most stacked divisions, and like the most historic. And
who would you say impresses you the most at 147? Is there someone?
There's a lot of really good fighters, man. We got
But like for you as a fighter and like you as a fan, like who would you say like man like that?
Before Boots moved up, I think like he was the one where I was always like, damn, like if that fight, like when that fight happens, like it's gonna be crazy, right? Just his style, everything. I think what he brings into his fights. Got Norman. He's been showcasing his skills and talents.
You saw his last fight.
Yeah, he went out there, laid out a Japanese homie, like pretty ugly. Man, there's a couple people I've been really good. We used to train together at Virgo Hunters. Suleiman Sissoko, he's I think like always from France, and he's holding I think one of the like WBC. I forgot which title, but yeah, he's high in the rankings, and he's somebody I have a lot of respect for, like a lot of love for, and I want to see him do great. But at the same time, like we're also in the same division, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, there's definitely there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of people to be like looking out for.
Does that ever become hard becoming friends with your peers? Like I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, boxing is a sport where like you don't really see a lot of fighters hanging out with other fighters. Do you think that because there's a chance that you could possibly get in the ring with any one of these guys eventually, that it becomes hard to form friendships? Or do you feel like you've got a good ground of friendships within, I guess, the boxing community?
I have a good amount of like friendships from boxing, but also at the same time, like I know like not all my friends are in boxing.
Yeah.
Like even here at the gym, like man, it's like a handful, like Brian Mendoza, like other homie Abram Martinez, like those dudes have been like, yeah, they've been like my dudes. And then we got the twins, Richard Barrios' sons. I'm wearing like Angel shirt right now. Angel Barrios and Chavez Barrios, like man, those dudes are solid, and like they're like younger generation coming up.
That's what's up.
But yeah, I feel like me as a fighter though, like. Cause then like I get around like other fighters sometimes, and then like how I was talking about, right? Like you know who you are outside of boxing. There's a lot of fighters that they kind of just like boxing is like their whole
identity.
The whole identity, and so like there's a lot of fighters like that, and I'm like
you gotta know when to switch it off.
Yeah, I'm so cool with them. But at the same time, I'm like nah, like it's kind of just like it can get very like old. So yeah, like I don't hang out with a lot of like other fighters.
Yeah. I was just curious because I was just thinking about the other day, because you see other sports and other athletes that will have like other friends in the sport, and I'm like, in boxing it's weird because I don't really see a lot of other fighters, but then I was like, it's probably because
I think it's just different for every fighter, right? Some fighters might see like everybody else as like as a threat or competition. Like with me, it's not like that at all.
Awesome. Okay, so you've had some absolute wars in the ring. Tell me, what would you say is your most powerful or meaningful win?
I won my first title at 140 against Batir Akhmedov. Is all her name to pronounce. That was like a fight. Just kind of just like tested me in the first place. Like, man, won my first title, but me and that dude went to war for 12 rounds. First time I went to a hospital after a fight.
Oh my gosh, why?
Just body, like, I'm just beat up. Like, both of us, we just beat each other up for 12 rounds. And I was like, I won that fight like by very close decision.
What'd you go to the hospital for?
Well, just to make sure like my face was swollen, so they wanted to make sure like that like nothing was
serious injuries.
There was nothing broken.
No internal bleeding or anything.
I pissed blood for a few days after that one.
For real?
Yeah, it was the first time I ever had a panic attack. Like it was just like crazy. What like
that win?
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like I'm
thing too, right?
I'm in there in the ER and I'm like, man, like phone blowing up, right? I just won the title, right? Taking the WBA like regular back to San Antonio. Very proud moment, but I'm there like laying in the bag at the fucking hospital and I'm like, man, like I don't feel like a winner. Like this shit is kind of like.
That's the crazy side of boxing. That
he was in the ER also, so it was like.
You guys were both
we're just like, fuck, man.
Up, right?
We're just like see each other like, hey, man.
That's so crazy that you won, and like you said, you didn't feel like a winner because you're like, I'm over here.
Yeah, like physically, I feel like I got hit by a car and.
How do you get back up and do it again after feeling like that?
I've been asking myself that every camp. Even now, I'm like, bro, but like, why did I do this?
You're like, what motivates me?
Why didn't I stay in school?
Like, I could have literally done anything else.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I was actually like, and I had a lot of ambition to do something with school too, but now I think just a love for the sport. Yeah, I think like a lot of fighters can like really like agree with that. It's just like I don't know, it's just different, right? Like when you've been doing this for so long, it's just like it's second nature.
I was just gonna say that second nature, yeah.
Like I was like, if I wasn't doing this, I was like, I don't know.
What would you do?
I don't know how I would stay away from the gym.
Right, you probably find yourself still here every day.
Yeah, like I mean, I have hobbies outside the gym, but still boxing holds that place to me.
Yeah, for sure. So we are now 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks.
2.5, yeah.
2.5 from you fighting the living legend Manny Pacquiao, July 19th, Las Vegas. Big night. How did that come about? How did you get that call? What was your reaction?
I got the call. It was literally like right after my last fight. I went to war with Abel Ramos on that Tyson-Jake Paul undercard. And I don't know if it was something that they saw that's like weakness or what, but it was kind of like, I've been saying that it was like, I didn't know whether to take it as like respect or disrespect, right? Like, cause they wanted to come out and like fight me. So I got the call oh, Pacquiao, you know, he's interested in coming out of retirement, you know, and like fighting you, right, for the title. And I was like, I was kind of just like, wait, what, like Pacquiao? I was like, holy shit. Like,
You're like, wait, Manny Pacquiao?
Yeah, but it was like he wants to come out of retirement and fight me. And I was like, so like, does he think shit's sweet or? But yeah, regardless, right, of the reason, right? It's an honor, right? It's a name, right? One of those dream matchups you think about as like a kid, or like when you're playing like fight night, you're just like matching different eras of boxing together. Fast forward like 6-7 months, you know, now we're here and we're 2 weeks away. I'm excited, you know. It's I know Pacquiao's trying to do something big, you know, something not many have done at his age. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm champion for a reason, and I'm just looking, you know, to going out there and continue to show why, you know, I hold the green strap.
So when you first got that call, you were like, wait, what? Manny Pacquiao? You mentioned that you weren't sure if it was disrespect or not disrespect, right? What made you feel that it could have been disrespect?
Like I said, just like as a fighter, right? Like, why does he want to come out and like fight me? Yeah. And it was right after like the last fight, which wasn't my best performance, but you know, like regardless, I went in there, I gave it, you know, my 100%. You know, me and Abel, we went to war, and it was a great fight, especially on that card. So yeah, like I didn't know if it was like if it was something in that fight particular that they saw. I mean, it had to be.
Like, okay, we can.
Yeah, it had to be, because it was literally right after the fight. Yeah. Like as I'm like going like in the locker room, you know, trying to like, you know, unwind, undress.
So how do you mentally prepare for someone like Pacquiao, who, you know, is a legend, who's inspired, you know, a whole generation of boxing fans, but also it's like, you're my opponent and you're in front of me, you know what I mean? So how do you mentally prepare for someone like that, of that magnitude?
Same way as
any other boxer, right?
as everyone else, right? Like I'm not in here like constantly like, oh, I'm fighting a legend, I'm fighting this. I'm just like, nah, at the end of the day, he's just another man trying to take what's mine.
Yeah.
And I know the threat he brings when he steps in the ring, and we're just preparing for his style. And
what do you think is a weakness that Pacquiao has that you could neutralize? And you don't have to give me all, because I don't want to know your game plan.
Yeah.
But what is something that maybe that you feel like you either are better at, or something that you feel like you could definitely?
I mean, everyone knows, he has tremendous speed. He has very fast feet, but timing always neutralizes speed. I feel like, especially right with my age and where I am in my career, I think I definitely have that over him. And yeah, his greatest attribute is his offense, but it's also has been his greatest his greatest fallback. Right, just how aggressive he is sometimes. He runs himself into shots, and so it's a bunch of little things like that I'm training for and just getting ready for.
How excited is your family for this matchup?
Oh, they're very excited. Yeah, for the whole card too.
Yeah, it's a stacked card.
Yeah, from the very beginning. I saw I know my daughter's gonna be there too. My daughter's mom. Her brother Brandon Figueroa, good friend of mine.
That's so cool.
Yeah, he's opening the card.
Oh my gosh, so that's a big moment.
Yeah, so it's cool. So
for both families.
Yeah,
there.
for both of our families,
Yeah.
it's gonna be cool. But my family is gonna be there. I'm gonna have my daughter there. Some Team Barrios gear and everything. So I'm stoked. I'm excited, and now too, everything I do is for her and make sure she's set up in life, and just so she has better than what I did growing up.
Yeah. So now if you ever land in the hospital again, hopefully not, and you're like, why the hell? You'll be like, my daughter.
Yeah, no, 100%. Even after my last fight, me and Abel Ramos, we beat each other up for 12. My daughter was only 3 or 4 months. I go backstage, I'm beat up. My mom, my sisters, I know the hardest part is always seeing their reaction when they see me, right? Yeah, because they're like,
your mom's probably crying.
Yeah, they won't say nothing, but you just see their face, and so I'm seeing my mom, my sister, hugging them. They're all telling me good job, blah blah, and then I see my daughter, and as soon as I grab my daughter, it's just the biggest smile ever.
Yeah.
So it's
you're oh, okay, this is
I'm
what this is for.
yeah, this is why, right? I'm going to war with people, right? Just so I can make sure she's set up.
Yeah. It's funny because I have a brother. He's a few years younger than me. And I always tell him, thank God, he was into sports, but I was like, thank God you never did boxing, because I probably would have tried to jump in that boxing ring too.
It's hard, yeah.
So it's got to be hard for the families too, because just as much as you're on this journey, they're on this journey with you too.
Yeah.
Your ups and your downs and training and all that stuff. It takes a village.
No, for sure.
To have that support system is amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, it's literally the best.
So July 19th, you're fighting Pacquiao. What do you want the people to remember you for right after that night? What do you want people to
just I don't know, right? What I think whatever people are able to take from my fight, I'm very prideful of my Mexican and indigenous roots, just the type of fighter I am. Every time I step in the ring, I don't think there's much question of that anymore. I think people know what they're gonna get whenever I have a fight. But yeah, I just want people to just to know, right? I have brought or have always tried to bring the most exciting fights to the sport. Yeah, I don't know, July 19th is gonna it's gonna be a good night. But yeah, I'm gonna do whatever I had to make sure my hand is raised at the end of the night.
That's gonna be a good night.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's gonna be a good fight.
I'm excited.
I know you're still fresh in your career. Well, not necessarily fresh, but you know what I mean. You're still young. What do you want your legacy to be when it's all said and done, when the dust settles? What do you want your legacy to be?
Just again, right? I was just always a fighter, willing to test myself, to show what I brought, in the ring, what and who I represent whenever I step in there. I think that's all I could really ask for.
And no ducking, no fades.
Yeah, no.
Thank you so much, Mario, again. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you've got a very busy schedule. We're all excited. July 19th, you're going up against Manny Pacquiao right here in Vegas. Any parting words?
No, just thank you for your time. Tune in July 19th. Team Barrios, big 2-0 shit. We ready.